everyone, this is Rosa Kelly, and today I'm here with my niece Alondra. We are going to be creating a loaded envelope from start to finish, and the way we're going to do this is I'm going to create a series of videos, and I'm going to go over the process how I make my loaded envelopes and step by step, and she's going to be making hers at the same time. And hopefully you will join us and you will make yours as well. And so let me start with what we're gonna need. Okay, so the way I make my envelopes, I don't really use the already made envelope because I like to go with color themes, and it's hard for me to cover that bright yellow color. So so the theme of my envelope is gonna be kind of like a breakfast at Tiffany's. I really love this color. So what you're gonna need is 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11, just normal cardstock, not the heavyweight, just the normal you get at Michael's or Joann's, anywhere. And then you're also gonna need double-sided tape and, you know, your glue, whatever. I got this matching color straws for $1 at Target. And then we're gonna be making embellishments and stuff, so I also found a couple of coordinating elements that I'm going to be incorporating. But I mean, the purpose of this is you just use what you have and use the color you have. This is just the colors I chose. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm gonna grab the first sheet of paper and I'm gonna cut it at 10 inches on the long side, like that. And then I'm going to score on the long side. I'm going to score 1 inch. Then I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna score 1 inch again. And then I'm gonna score 1 inch on one of the sides, and I'm just basically imitating how the structure of the envelope itself. So this is gonna be my piece number 1, like that. And like that. There we go. And then I'm going to cut. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this corner like this. I'm gonna cut it from here, and then I'm gonna cut it at an angle like that on the long side. And then on the other side as well, I'm gonna cut it like that, and then I'm gonna cut it at an angle like that. So this is one side like that. Okay, so then after I do that, I'm gonna grab a second sheet of paper and I'm gonna cut it at 6 by 9. So this is my second sheet of paper and I'm gonna cut it at 9 and at 6. And let me see. There. So 6, and I'll cut it right here. Okay, so it was 9 by 6.5 actually. That's why I was like, okay, so I cut the second piece at 9 by 6.5. So then I'm just gonna put this one and make sure they are a perfect match like that. And then I'm just gonna glue this like this. And this is a flat envelope. If you want to do an envelope with with more room to expand, you are going to have to add like 2 more of these. But for the purpose of this tutorial or series, I'm just doing a basic, simple, loaded envelope. So beginner style, okay? So I'm just going to add my glue. You can add glue or double-sided tape. I'm gonna go with glue, and the one that I use is this tacky glue from, I get this one on Michael's. So I'm gonna add my glue to both sides, both of my flaps, and then I'm gonna add my second piece right on top of that, and I'm going to leave this one out. I'm actually gonna do it this way, just because I have a little cut right here and I want to hide that. So I'm going to put that like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my glue and just glue this flap right on top. So now you have your basic envelope shape, and you're gonna grab your other piece of paper, and you're gonna cut it on the long side at 5 inches. Like that. And then that piece we're going to score at 1 inch. Okay, so I grab that piece and I score 1, and then I'm gonna flip it and score again at 1. And then I'm going to score this again at 1. Okay, so this piece that we cut and score, now I'm just going to cut the corners like this, and the other corner as well. And this is going to be one of my pockets. And now this is going to be a flat pocket. I'm just going to cut this a little more. And I'm going to cut this one a little more. I don't like when they overlap a little bit. Okay. So then I got these two, and I'm going to place this one on one of the sides right here. And for that, I'm going to use my double-sided tape. And the reason why I do that, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you want to use glue. I just want to make sure I don't have any residual tape, or residual glue, I should say. So I'm just going to do it with my tape. Hope I'm in frame. Okay. And then a little more. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the tape, and I'm gonna I'm just doing this because my flap is thicker than my tape, so I'm adding more tape to be able to cover the whole flap. Okay, so I'm just gonna get that out again. And if it's easier for you to use glue, that's totally fine. Probably should have used glue. This is very time consuming. Okay, so I'm just gonna take away my tape. Okay, so now I'm just going to place this in one of my sides. Okay. And I just want to show you my niece's one. She's doing this as I'm doing this right here next to me, so that's the noise you can hear. Okay, so now I have my flat one pocket, and then this side is still flat. So this is gonna be my back and this is gonna be my front. So on my front I want to add a higher pocket, and I want this pocket to be able to expand to add a bunch of stuff. Okay, so next I'm gonna grab the remaining that I had when I cut that piece, and I'm just gonna cut these at 6.5. Cut this side actually. So I'm gonna cut it at 6.5, and this is going to be my expandable pocket. So now this piece long waist measures 6 inches, and I'm just going to score that piece. Sorry. I'm going to score this piece at 1/2 inch, like that. And this is going to be, this is gonna go right here, but I need to make the sides to make it expandable. So this measures 5.5. So I'm gonna grab a piece. I'm just gonna use some scraps. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm just gonna cut a piece of 5.5 by 2 inches. So I'm actually gonna cut two of those. So these are just some scraps that I have. So this is 5.5, and I'm just gonna get this part off before I cut anything. Okay, so now this is 5.5, and I need 2 inches. And I need 2 inches again. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of 5.5 by 2. And with those 2 pieces, I'm just gonna grab my scoreboard, and I'm gonna score 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna score half. And 1/2 inch again, and again. So like that. And I'm gonna do the same on the other one. You can start cutting. 2 and 3. Okay, so I score at 1/2 inch. And now I'm just going to fold these in half, and I'm gonna fold this that, and I'm gonna fold it like that. And let me do that again, and let me zoom in for that. So I had my piece, and I folded in half to the inside, and then I fold that piece in again, kind of like an accordion fold, and I fold it again. So it's gonna look like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach, this is the piece that we just got. I'm going to attach one to this side and the other one to this side. Okay, so we're gonna do it like that, and make sure the flaps go to the outside. All right, so I'm adding some glue. And I'm just gonna put it right there. Make sure it's level with the top. If it's a little bit short in the bottom, that's okay. You just want it to be showing the front, the cleaner side, I will say. Okay, so that's one flap, and then the other flap I'm gonna do the same. And remember, the flap needs to go to the outside. So a little bit more glue. And there you go. And we'll make sure it's flat. Okay, so this is how we make our expandable pockets. And we're gonna put it together right now. I'm just gonna let my glue dry a little bit. Okay, so now that we have it, I'm just going to add it right here. And so we are going to glue. First I'm gonna glue, actually first I'm gonna cut the corners of the bottom piece a little bit. Just like these. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue, hold on my frame. Okay, so I'm gonna glue a little top right there to make sure this goes in here. And then I'm gonna add some glue all to the flaps all around, and I'm gonna place it. Oops, got some glue. And I will place it right there. Now I'm gonna grab another piece of my scraps, and I'm gonna cut it at 7.5. So let me see. So 7.5, and I'm gonna leave the width as it is. So this one is 3 inches. So this is 3 by 7.5, and this was a piece that I had that I made a mistake, so I'm just gonna reuse it. So it's already scored at 1 inch, which is fine, but I'm gonna score the two sides as well, 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to score 1/2 inch and 1/2 again, and this is going to be a smaller pocket in the front. Okay, so here we go, and I'm just going to cut again. Hope I'm recording. I'm going to cut the little corner of the flap. Okay, and now I'm just gonna add this piece to the front like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna use some glue. So I'm just adding glue on my flaps. And just adding it on the front. Alright, so next, after that, I chose some paper that I want to use for this project. So I'm using this 6x6 bag from Michaels, but I'm only using these 2 sheets because I think this coordinate really cute with my project, and I don't think the other ones do so much. And then I also have these Teresa Collins, and I think I'm also gonna use like this blue stripe paper. I found here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, but it was like, oh, right here. This stripy one. So I'm probably just need 1 sheet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cover some of my envelope. So I want this piece to be right here, so I'm gonna mark it with my pencil where I need to cut it. So I'm gonna put it all the way in, actually just like right there. So make sure that, so I'm gonna cut this piece right here. Oh no, it's okay. So cutting it right here, and just gonna add it to the front with some glue. Just like that. And then I'm also gonna use the remaining for this part. Okay, so I'm just gonna pencil mark right there and add this piece. Right here. Okay. Okay, so now I'm grabbing my big piece of 12 by 12 and I'm gonna cut it at 6. I didn't cut it. Okay, so 6 by I'm gonna do 8.5. 6 by 8.5, and this piece is gonna go back here. Okay, and I'm gonna cut another one of 6 by 8.5, which is going to go inside here, but I'm gonna put that one later. Okay, so I have those 2 pieces. So, and then for this front of the envelope, I'm also gonna use that piece. But now remember, because this piece is expandable, you want to make sure you cover all the way to the end. So I'm actually gonna just use one of the ones I just cut, like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue these pieces right now. Oops. Okay, so I put some glue back there, and I'm just gonna slide it all the way inside, and that's with my glue. Why it's not going all the way down. And you know what the problem is? That this paper is so thin. I don't like working with thin paper like that. But anyway, okay, so here we go. I'll make sure it's even. Okay, so sorry about that, I struggle a little bit. So there you go. So that just goes right there. And then the other one, like I said, I'm going to add right here. Oh, come on. So I'm going to open my pocket and just push it all the way in. And that'll go right there. Okay, and then for the front, I'm also going to use this one. Right there. So I'm just going to pencil mark where I'm going to cut. I mean for the back. This is the back piece. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this on my pencil mark. And I'm going to add it. So there you go. I hope you are following, and if you have questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you and help you make this clear or understand what I'm doing here. Alright, so my next step is going to be making that opening right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, so this is 6.5, so I'm going to measure, I'm going to use this as a measure because I cannot find my ruler right now. So this is 6.5, so a 3 1/4, which is right here, is my center. So I'm just gonna pencil mark right there, and I'm going to I'm gonna cut from here all the way down, probably 2 inches. Okay, so I traced the line. I don't know if you can see my pencil line. It's about 2 inches from the center down, and I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. Okay, and you can make it deeper if you want, but I think that's fine for me. And that's gonna be the opening. So what you want to do is you want to grab your pencil and just roll it. You're just gonna roll it and give it a little bit of shape. Okay, so just hold it there for a minute, and then you're gonna do the same on the other side. You're gonna grab your pencil and roll it. Okay. And just hold it there for a little bit. Okay, so you have your opening right there. Now if you want, you can keep it rolled like that and just glue it, or you can actually make it as a big, you know, like a collar shirt, I guess. So before I glue it, I'm gonna cover this side with paper. So I'm gonna use some of my scraps, and I'm just gonna cut an angle piece like this. Actually, I'm gonna cut a square and glue it, and then glue it all the way around. so let me see. I'm just gonna cut this at half, which is 3. So let me get this out first. Take that out. And oops. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this at 3. So I have 2 little squares. And I'm gonna glue these squares like this to both sides. So I'm just gluing my paper inside my flap on one side. And then I'm gonna glue the other one as well. I'm gonna hold it there for a little bit. Okay, so here's the other one. And I'm just going to put it like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, you're gonna put embellishments on top, and don't worry about it if it's not perfect. Okay, so now that it's glued all the way, I'm gonna start to roll it back out again. Okay, so I'm gonna roll it back out. And I'm just gonna do this slowly because I don't want my paper to break. Okay, so once you have slowly push it back out, you can glue it. Now you can glue it like this, or you can roll it in and glue it like that. That, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a tip right there, and I'm gonna hold it for a little bit to allow time to dry. Okay, this glue is so sticky. And a little bit more on, see, on this other side, and same thing. So now I have to hold this for a little bit. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And now what I'm gonna do, the last thing I'm gonna do for today is just add, I cut another sheet of 6 by 8, and that's just gonna go back here. So I'm gonna glue this piece. Okay. It's always hard to put them in when they have glue. Okay. And this is why I always have my towel handy. Okay, so this will complete our series for today. And just to recap, we did the base of our envelope, and on the back we created a flat pocket, and on the front we created a small pocket and an expandable pocket, and then we did our openings and we covered the back. And I'm gonna show you the one my niece did just right now together with me. This is her envelope. Now she decided to use a cardstock that is already has pattern on it, so she didn't have to cover it. So she has, again, her first pocket, and I think she did pretty good. She's only 13 years old, you guys, so if she can do it, you can do it. And this is her back pocket, and then she wanted to do like a collar, and so this is her inside, which she covered with paper. And so the next time we're going to be working on, you know, we're going to add some trims and laces to our envelope, and then we're going to work on some embellishments to start adding in here. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.